Welcome back everyone to making an endless flyer in Godot 4, and in this video we will make some UI elements. Let's first start by making a new scene, which will be other node canvas layer, and under it we're of course gonna attach a new script, put it in our scripts folder, and let it be, I guess canvas layer works fine, or better would be UI.gd. Awesome, now let's create that, and here we're gonna do some things. And first, let's start with making a marker, which will show in what direction is our objective. So I'm gonna delete everything here, and under our canvas layer, add a new node, which will be a simple texture rect, and under it, I'm gonna drag from my assets, I'm gonna drag marker.png here. And now we have it. It's quite big in my opinion, so what I'm gonna do is go under layout, transform, and set its size to 16 by 16. I'm gonna rename it to marker, and with holding control I'm gonna drag it in and reference it. Okay, and some variables we will need is objective underscore position, which will be a type of vector2, and another variable called screen underscore size. And at the top I'm gonna make two constants, which will be screen margin start, which will be equal to 8, and another const to screen margin end, equal to our marker's width plus the starting margin. So it's gonna be 16 plus 8, which comes to 24. Of course, you can always adjust this, but make sure for this to add the width or the height, depending on what you want. In this case, the marker is a square. Okay, so now let's create the deleted function process, and here we're gonna do screen underscore size, the variable which we created here, and do get underscore viewport dot get visible rect and dot size. Now we will need to set the marker position, and of course here create the function called set marker position. And here a few things we need to do are a variable called direction, which will be equal to objective position minus, and now at the top we need to reference our airplane once again. So on ready variable airplane equal to percent airplane, like that. And here it's going to be airplane dot. If we go to main, you can see that our camera to do is under the airplane and will always be there. So what I'm gonna do is get underscore node and in parentheses size write camera 2D dot get screen center position. This is important. Why we cannot take the camera's position itself is due to the smoothing of it. And another variable which will be target position and equal to direction plus screen size divided by 2 minus vector 2 8 8. This is half of the width of and height of our marker, so it fits nicely there. And now marker, which we reference at the top, dot position, make sure this is not global position, equal to target position. And now another function we need, it's gonna be called set objective underscore pos, and here it's gonna be this variable which will be equal to pos, and here we're gonna just have a variable called position. Now I'm gonna copy this, go into main and go into our game manager. And in the spawn new objective, what I'm gonna do at the very end, I'm gonna do set objective position, and of course we need to reference our canvas. So I'm gonna go here and reference it here, and when I go here, canvas layer dot set objective position, and it's gonna be to spawn position. Here we have a line which we do not need anymore since it contained the temporary position for us for the objective, so we could find where it is, and when we were printing it out, here, I think, so we don't need it anymore. So what I'm gonna do is delete everything. Now, if we run the game, of course we need to drag our UI thing into our main. We will not be able to actually see where the objective is, which is pretty funny. So what I'm gonna do is go into here and print the spawn position of the objective so we can see where it actually spawns. It's in... Okay, I don't need those missiles at the start as well for testing purposes. I'm gonna comment that. And let's see, it's in this direction and up. It should be somewhere here. And you can see that the tracker indeed goes to the thing, but you can see a pretty minor, but still it looks like it's hovering around but not directly on it. That is due to the reason that if we press on our camera and go into the zoom, you can see that it's 1.5, which warps around and changes the correct position. So what we need to do is go into our UI script, and here when we are getting the direction of the here, right here, after everything, we just times it by, we can use the same camera TD here, and it's gonna be dot zoom dot x. That should work. And if I run the game again, let's see, we got minus 1,000, which is up, and into the left should be here somewhere. Yeah, you can see that it now perfectly sits on the place since we times it by zoom, so we can place it on the correct position. And that is awesome, but a problem is it just stays there. That doesn't work for us. So what we need to do is go here, and under getting the position variables and stuff, what we need to do is clamp the value which we just got. So what we're gonna do is here do target position, this variable right here which has the target position, simply put, and now it's gonna be dot x equals to a clamp, and it's gonna be target position dot x, and it's gonna be the screen size margin start which we made, and it's gonna be screen size itself dot x minus the screen size end. We basically take the very right position and minus the margin we made, and I can copy and paste it and just change the x's. So it's gonna be y, y, and y. That is it. If I run the game now, we should potentially see the very marker appear in the direction of the thing. Awesome. This seems like it's working fine and good. And now what happens if I, let's say, change the width of our window? You can see that it still works the same way since it doesn't affect it, and we update the screen size and calculate it from there. Now if I make it very big, you can see that it still works the same and correct way. Awesome. And now of course we die. And now we don't want to show the marker when the objective is inside the screen. So what we're gonna do is make an if with the target position dot x is bigger than screen. It's gonna be target position dot x is more than screen margin start, and it needs to be the same. So I'm gonna just copy this, paste it here, or less than screen size dot x minus screen size end, screen margin end. And now just copy this and paste it here, and it needs to be y, and at the end of course we need a semicolon, and here it's gonna be, now we reference our marker, and it's gonna be visible equals to false. In other case, marker visible equals to true when it's not in the visible range. I think I missed somewhere to change a y element. I think, yep, right here at the very end. Now if we run, it works both ways. If it's width, if it's height, it doesn't matter. Now it's gonna work, I'm sure. Yep, now it works, and it works when we leave to the top and sides and stuff like that. Awesome. But now another thing I would like to track are the missiles. So we're gonna do the same for the missiles, just we're gonna tweak our marker function for this. So what I'm gonna do for now is go to the top and create a function which will be, so now what I'm gonna do is go to the top and here create a new variable which will be a dictionary of missiles, and it's gonna be a simple nothing at the start, of course. Now what I'm gonna do is go to the bottom here and create a new function which will be add missile with a node variable which will get us the missiles node path. And here what we're going to do is create an instance equal to warning dot instantiate, and now of course we need to add it as a child of our canvas layer. And here I'm gonna do missiles with an index of node. Since this will be a unique value, we can use it and assign a value of instance. Great. And now another function which will be a remove missile with the same thing as a node, and here it's gonna be okay. So very sorry about this part. I wrote a function for removing the actual missile, and then I realized that it could be very simplified. So this is the final version of it, and what it essentially has are two little lines of code, which the first one queues the node of the missile which has been removed, and the second one removes the node using the node as an index from the dictionary. Great, and now let's modify the marker set marker position a bit, since we want it to work for the missiles as well. And we're gonna pass in two values, so one of them is gonna be the object node and another it's gonna be the UI node, to not confuse ourselves. So what I'm gonna do here, we need to set something for our marker, the objective one. So we're gonna pass in this one as the second one, and as the first one we're gonna pass in our marker variable, this one. So this should work. Now of course we need to adjust these ones. So for the UI node we're gonna change the marker to be universal, so it works for the missiles as well. Object mode, we're gonna change the objective position to be to object node. I mixed them up. I've changed them to the wrong direction, so it's just simply switch them up. This is pretty much it. So now after making this, we can make a for loop which will be for node path we can do in it's gonna be our missiles, and here we're gonna copy this and change some things. So, and here we need to pass something. So this one holds is just simply our node path, and this one is the UI element, which is like an element of this index. So it's gonna be missiles, and in brackets it's gonna be simple node path. And here go to the game manager script, and here when we spawn a new missile we need to pass in and call to the canvas layer to add a new missile. So I'm gonna do this just as basically almost the same as here. We're gonna pass in at the very end of the adding new position. Make sure that what we write now is in the loop, and here it's gonna be canvas underscore layer dot, and it's gonna be add a missile. And here we simply pass in the instance variable, which will be our node path. And now potentially if we run the game, it crashes And yes, here I forgot to add, since this right here, the objective is a vector 2, this is simply a node, we need to add dot global underscore position to get the position of the missile. So now I uncommented this to spawn the missiles at the start, and if we run the game, you're gonna see these are big ones. Yeah, these are very big ones. Now it's gonna crash our game. For what reason? That is because we don't remove the missiles when they get destroyed. So we need to remove them from the dictionary before they get queue free. So to do that, before that, I want to go to our warning, and here, yes, I forgot to change the layout. Instead of 40, it's going to be 16 by 16, the same as our marker. Go to our game manager once again, and here, when we spawn a new missile, we want to call a quick function to them to assign the canvas layer to those missiles so they know where, when they get destroyed, they can send it like that they get destroyed to the canvas layer. So what I'm gonna do is at the very end, just before we set the function call in the canvas layer, I'm gonna do instance dot, let's say, set canvas node, and here what we're gonna do is just simply pass in the reference of the canvas layer. And now I'm gonna go to the missile script, and here it can be at the very bottom, a new function which will be set canvas node with a parameter of node. And here let's go to the top, quickly make a new thing called canvas layer, and it's gonna be nothing at the start, and at the end we're gonna set it to canvas underscore layer equal to node, so they know what node is our canvas layer, those missiles. And now, of course, the last thing we need to do is go when the explosion happens before we queue free. Of course, what we want to do is go here, and at the very top, we want to do, since this is the full explosion, we want to not track it anymore at the start. So here it's going to be canvas underscore a layer dot remove missile, and it's going to be simply self, since we want to pass the missiles like itself node. So now if we run the game, we potentially should have everything working. This always cranks me up because it looks very funny with all of them, and they are really fast. Oh wow, yeah, we got annihilated real quick. And now if we, yep, again, let's go, let's not crash. And if we go into the direction that we need to go, this, for me, this looks awesome. And we're alive, we are somehow alive, don't know how, but we are. And we haven't been caught yet. They are really fast. This is funny. When they get destroyed, the markers simply queue free and they don't build up. So we can check it if it actually happens. You can see those. These are the missiles, and if we go under this, you can see that there are only 4 of them, since there are 4 missiles left. So that is awesome. So this has been making UI an endless runner. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.